Welcome to my channel, and I'm back with you once again with another video of Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. Nowadays I'm exploring the Airbus A321LR, which stands for long range, and in this regard I'm planning to make a series of videos of this plane so that I can just break down all the information related to a flight into different videos, which will make it easy for you to look for a specific information on my channel. Obviously there is so much to do with this plane, you cannot just cramp up all the information in one video, so that's why I just try to focus on particular topics, and I just try to make those videos. And plus I will also upload a complete tutorial for this plane as well. So now in this video I will tell you how to configure the electronic flight bag and MCDU, which is the multifunction control and display unit of this plane. Before this I have uploaded a video in which I have shown you how to connect the EFB of this plane with the Simbrief. Now before we proceed, we have to make a flight plan in Simbrief, because this plane is by iniBuilds, and for this plane you have to have a Simbrief account, and once you have a Simbrief account you can then just come over here in the plane, and from the electronic flight bag you can just fetch the flight plan and plus the payload information, and then you can just do the takeoff performance calculation and everything. So before I proceed, we have to go to Simbrief to make a flight plan. Just remember this thing, that my channel is for the beginners, so I make videos for the beginners. That's why I just try to keep things really simple and to the point, and I just go through the basics so that it enables a beginner with no or little information of the flight simulation to fly this plane as per their flight plan. Now once you will have your Simbrief account, you will see this page which is the new flight. If you click over here you will get this page. So for departure you have to use the ICAO code. For Dubai International Airport it's OMDB. I will be flying from Dubai to Qatar, and OTHH is the ICAO code for the Qatar airport, which is Hamad International Airport. You can also select the alternate airport. Right now it's auto or none. I just select auto, so the Simbrief will automatically pick up the alternate airport. For aircraft type you have to select this option, A21N, A32125N, and if you select it you will see that there is a variant by iniBuilds, plus there are also variants by Tolis. In Explain you have to select this iniBuilds option. Then in the cost index you have to enter a number between 0 and 100, or rather 1 and 100. The higher the number, the more fuel is burned. Plane goes at a high speed but more fuel is burned, and the smaller the number, less fuel is burned and plane goes at a slower speed. So you can just keep the cost index as per your convenience. If you want to go at a higher speed, just keep it at 70, 80 or 90. I usually use 20 or 30 for the flights. That's it, because it's related to fuel consumption, and obviously in the flight simulator you're not paying for the fuel, so that's why you can have a higher cost index. That's it. You can just leave the rest of the things just like this, and as you proceed further with the flight simulations and you learn more about the planes, then you can just explore other options as well. I'm just going to leave everything like this. From here you can just change the units, kilograms or pounds. So I'm using kilograms, and flight rules IFR, instrument flying rules. Now the scheduled block time is 1 hour and 15 minutes. The departure runway is automatically selected by Simbrief, and the runway which is being used right now as per the wind conditions. Then you also have the arrival runway. It's automatically selected, but you can always change it. The altitude you can select from here. You can keep it at auto, or once you will just import the flight plan in the MCDU, then you can see what altitude Simbrief has selected for this flight. Otherwise, let's say for this flight, it's a very short one, I just try to keep it at 25,000 feet. Okay. And passengers, I always carry full passengers. Freight, right now it's none, but you can select auto. That's it. Now there is also this option of fuel planning. You can select the contingency fuel or the reserve fuel. Right now it's set to auto, but I always carry 30 to 35 minutes of extra fuel with me. You can select any of these options. I rather select 30 minutes of extra fuel, so that because I'm also making videos, so that's why I just need extra fuel. Now you have the complete flight plan over here. This flight plan has 4 components, which is the SID. This is the first point, which is standard instrument departure. Then you have star, the last one, which is standard terminal arrival. And then in between, you have airways and the waypoints. Now, an airway always appears in alpha numeric value. You can see this is an airway, P699 and then M430. And alphabetical values are the waypoints, TOSNA and NABIX. So these are all the waypoints, and then you have the airways. If you want to see the airways over here, you can select this option, airways. And then all the airways will be visible over here. You can see this is an airway, P699, which will take you to Oksari, and so on and so forth. So I will just close this right now because the map gets too much cluttered. Now, just to give you a brief about the SID and the star. SID is actually standard instrument departure, and it is a procedure that the plane follows to fly out of an airport. And star is a procedure which a plane uses to arrive at an airport. So because you can directly just come and land at the runway, but now you can see that TOSNA is the last point, waypoint. Let me just find TOSNA. This is the point. And afterwards, the star, TOSN 1R, TOSNA 1R, it's basically this flight path, which actually tells you the direction, the altitude, and the speed. So there are different constraints as per the star. And similarly, for the departure, you can see that the plane has to go to this point, NABIX, and it follows this procedure for departure. And these all waypoints are part of the departure. So this is the concept of SID and star if you're not really familiar with it. Now, once you have this flight plan, all you have to do is press this option, generate flight, and that's it. The flight plan will be generated, and now we can just import this flight plan in the EFB and configure the MCDU. Now, before I configure the EFB, I have to just look at a few of the settings of this EFB. First of all, go to this options. That is a good one. Okay, and then you have the Simbrief user ID. I have my user ID over here. You can just get the user ID from the account settings in the Simbrief. I've told you before, there is this video which I've shown you how to get this Simbrief user ID. Then you can just you change the tail number and plus the units for the plane. Right now I'm using kgs. You can also change it to pounds. Now there's this option, iris align time. Now what is iris? If you go to the overhead panel, you will see these 3 knobs, and you will see this AD iris. This is Air Data Initial Reference System. This is actually a system which provides GPS coordinates to the flight management guidance system. You have to turn it on. You have to set all these 3 knobs to nav so that the plane has the GPS coordinates. So if the iris align time is set to real, it will take like 6 to 7 minutes for the alignment to be carried out. Fast, if I'm not wrong, it takes 2 to 3 minutes, and with this option, it's done instantly. So right now, I've set it to real. So let me just go back and set all these 3 knobs to nav. Let's just get rid of this caution, and now you will see over here in the upper ECAM, which is electronic centralized aircraft monitor, that iris align time is in 6 minutes. So it will take 6 minutes for the alignment. And right now on the MCDU, you will also see iris align is mentioned. That's it. Now in the link instruments, you will see these 3 options. If you don't want to link the instruments, you can select no. What will happen is this, that if you change anything over here on the captain side, nothing will happen over here, as you can see. And plus you'll also get this error. So you have to adjust both of these. So that's why you don't get this error. If I press comma, I'll get the QNH reading or the barometric pressure reading for Dubai International Airport, and that's it. And if I just select this option, Then if I change over here, you can see it's being changed over there as well. And plus, if I'm not wrong, it also works for the flight director. Let's say if I turn on the flight director over here, it will not turn on over here. But if I select this option, then no, this is not linked. It's only regarding the instruments, and that's it. So I actually try to keep it real, and I don't link the instruments. That's it. And now you have this option, rudder controls tiller. Now, during the taxi, you have to turn the nose wheel to turn the plane left and right. And this is the tiller, the controller. If you have a separate controller, then obviously you can select no. Otherwise, if you have, obviously, if you're using any of the controllers, you will have the rudder controls, and with the rudder during the taxi, you can just steer the plane left, right. That's it. So if you select this option no, then without any tiller configuration, the plane will not move left and right. So I keep it yes. I'm using actually the Thrustmaster Airbus edition for the Airbus. No, obviously the Airbus edition is for the Airbus. Anyhow, auto tiller disconnect. Yes, the moment you then go for the takeoff, then the rudder controller controls the rudder and the tiller is disconnected. So keep it like this. Then use zero fuel weight entry. It's over here actually for the payload. If you want to enter the zero fuel weight directly, then you use this option. Otherwise, as you can see it on your screens, it says enter zero fuel weight. But we have to get the flight plan from Simbrief. It will automatically get the passengers, the cargo, and the fuel. So that's why no need to enter the zero fuel weight. So I always keep it like no. Now this is the default thrust reduction altitude, maybe 1000 or 1500. I keep it at 1500. You can also change it to 1000. Now the thrust lever has got different settings during the flight. This is the idle. You have climb. Then this is flex, and this is TOGA, takeoff and go around, full throttle. So during the takeoff, you either keep the thrust levers at flex to MCD, or you keep the thrust levers at TOGA. And after this altitude, either 1000 or 1500, you move the thrust levers to climb. So for this video, I keep it at 1500. I always keep it like this. On-screen keyboard, I have disabled it, but you can enable it. So once you click any text box, this keyboard will appear. This is really useful if you're using VR. But if you're not using VR, then you can just use your keyboard. Now you have this option, reset brake temperature. So after the landing, if the brakes are, they get heated up, then you can just press this option and you can reset the brake temperature. You also have this brake fan over here, which you can just turn on to cool down the brakes, and you can use chocks instead of the brakes at the gate to cool down the brakes. So that's how it is. And now you have the throttle settings. Right now I have the throttle calibration on my controllers. I'm also using the TCA quadrant. I'll just show you in the settings. So the throttle is configured. I have a video on my channel. I will also give you the link in the description if you don't know how to configure the quadrant or the 320 pilot, the side stick. Then you can just go and watch that video. Otherwise, I will not just go into the configuration of the throttle settings over here, because then it will take too much time. So for now, you can just adjust the throttle settings from here, and that's it. Now let's get back to the dashboard. Sorry for that. Okay, and let's get the flight plan from Simbrief. Press this option, and you have the flight plan. This is the alternate airport, and that's it. Now these are the weather conditions at Dubai and Qatar. So you also get the operational flight plan. This is from the Simbrief. As a beginner, all you want to know is the fuel, That's it, 5.3 or 5.4 tons, which is 5,387 kilograms. And then you have the flight plan, which is over here. As you can see, routing, and under this you have the complete flight plan, the departure runway, the arrival runway, and then you have the airways and the waypoints. Then if you go to this option ground, you can just call for different ground services. You can toggle the jetway. You can see the jetway is now getting connected. Now toggle chocks, you cannot do it from here. So for this, you have to jump out of the cockpit, and you have to walk and then remove the chocks. So just remember to do this, otherwise your plane will not move. Let's get back in the cockpit. Now you can see the chocks are toggled, and this door is closed. I can open the door. That's it. And then you can just like toggle catering, luggage, and you can also do the pushback from here. That's it. Now you have the payload. For this, just simply go to this option, Simbrief, and you will get the passenger, cargo, and fuel. And that's it. Now you have to apply the payload. Now for this, again, you have three options: instant, fast, and realistic. The times are mentioned over here. So for this video, I will just use instant, and now you can see the plane jumped a little bit, and now it has all the fuel and the passengers and everything. And the gross weight, this is 76 tons or 76,386 kilograms. The dry weight without anything is 46,600, and the maximum weight is also given. Zero fuel weight is basically the weight of the plane with the passengers and the cargo, but without the fuel, 70,999, and the fuel is 5,387 kilograms or 5.4 tons. That's it. Now you have to do the takeoff performance calculation. It's really easy with this plane. All you have to do is this: select the runway and enter the zero fuel weight, and that's it. Sorry, the gross weight. So let's select the runway. You can go to this operational flight plan. You can see the runway in use is 30 right. So go to this option takeoff, 30 right, and just sync. You'll get all the weather information, the heading of the runway. Right now, obviously, it's not raining, so it's dry. You can change the conditions. Then you have the wind, outside temperature, and altimeter. Then for the weight, go to this option payload and just pick up the complete weight. Don't enter it in tons. You have to enter the complete thing, 76,386. That's it, 76386. Let's cross check, 76386. Confirmed. Now the flaps configuration, it's 1 plus F, so flap settings to 1. So we will just move this flap lever to this position once you have the engines up and running, because then the hydraulic systems will be working for this plane. Air conditioning will be on during the takeoff, and anti-ice will be off. Obviously, it's very hot nowadays in Middle East. You don't need anti-ice. And force toga again. If you select this option to on, then the plane will take off with the full throttle. So what is this flex to temp? So a flex to temp is actually a method in which an assumed temperature is given to the flight management guidance system by the takeoff performance calculator, and the plane takes off with a reduced thrust. You don't have to give full thrust for this takeoff. So right now you can see that the flex to temp is 48 degrees centigrade. Yeah. So this is the temperature, and with the help of this, you will get the takeoff performance. Once I will just configure the MCDU, then you will see how much thrust will be required for the takeoff. That's it. Now, after you calculate, you can see that you have 3 different speeds: V1, VR, and V2. V1 is the speed before which you can just like abort the takeoff, but after this you have to take off, and this is the point VR where you just pull back on the stick and you take the plane up in the air. And V2 is the speed the plane at which the plane can fly if one engine fails, and then you can just like carry out the engine failure procedures and land back at the airport. So these are the 3 speeds, and then you have maximum takeoff performance. You have the crossfade center of gravity, and this is the trimmable horizontal stabilizer, which is at the back of the plane. This one, so whether to pitch up or down during the takeoff, it gives a lift as per the center of gravity. So right now THS is 0.4 up, but it's really easy. All you have to do is to select the runway, enter the gross weight, and calculate and send it to FMGS, which is Flight Management Guidance System. That's it. So now I will just go to MCDU and configure it for the flight. Let me just adjust the view. That's it. So now as the iris alignment is complete, you can see the primary flight display and the navigation display is working, and there is no iris align time shown over here. It means the iris alignment is complete. So this message appears: nav accuracy upgraded. That's it. So now the plane can get the GPS coordinates. To get rid of this error, you can just or the message, not the error. And plus, if there is any error, you can just press this button, clear, and that's it. Now, in order to configure this MCDU, you have to follow a procedure which is diff strip, and the sequence is data, initialization, flight plan, secondary flight plan. Then you have RADNAV, initialization B, and performance. So first of all, just if for data, you have to just you can get the position monitor, and plus you can get the engine type for this plane, and then the ARAG cycle and stuff like this. So you can just check the information over here. And for the initialization now, going to this first I, which is initialization, and then you have initialization B. So for INIT, you have to just do this INIT request, and the flight plan will be loaded in the MCDU. That's it. Now you can see that from and to airports are appearing over here. You have the alternate, you have the flight number, and plus the cost index is 30, as we have selected before, and you have the flight level 250. As I told you before, if you have selected automatic over there in the Simbrief, then obviously you can check the altitude from here. Then for if you go back again, iris initialization, you can see the GPS coordinates, iris 1, 2, and 3 aligned and on GPS, so it's working. Great. Then you have the VIN information. You can request the VIN, but you can see the VIN is already there. This is the VIN at different altitudes. This is the direction, and this is the magnitude of the VIN. You can also press this button, VIN request, and you can get the VIN. And plus you can just check the VIN for all the phases. That's it. Now after initialization, you have to go to the flight plan, and you have to select the departure and the arrival procedures and the runways. So first of all, you have to go to this option OMDB. This is the departure airport. Now you will see departure. You can select departure, and let's again consult. Or what I can do is this, for your ease, instead of moving between the screens, I have actually the Simbrief flight dispatch system for the MSFS 2024. If you don't know how to get this one in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can just go and watch a video. I will give you the link in the description in which I've shown you how to install this thing. That's it. So you can just view this. You can view the PDF, or you can just view the flight path from here as well if you go to this option view. So 30 right, I will select this, and then you have NABI3F as the departure set. NABI3F, and just press this and press insert. That's it. So now you can see the departure procedure is selected. Now for the arrival, just select OTHH, Ahmed International Airport. Arrival is 34 right. And let's go over here, ILS 34 right. That's it. And it is TOSN 1R. That's it. And just press insert, and then you can just cycle through the flight plan over here. That's it. Now let's close this and let me just show you one more thing. I will just change the view so it's easy for you to look. That's it. Now on the prime flight display, you can just cycle through the flight plan to see whether your flight plan is good or not. So move this knob to plan, and then you can move this knob to zoom in and zoom out. So the flight plan is clear. Now you can just press this up and down buttons to basically cycle through the flight plan to see if there is any issue in the flight plan or not. So right now you can see it's a continuous line in the flight plan and there is no issue so far. Yeah, but now you will see a discontinuity over here at this point, muxed. After this point there is a discontinuity. Now what happens is this, that you will see this type of discontinuity. When I was new to the flight simulation, I never knew that at some airports why there is a discontinuity. So this actually happens when the arrival procedure actually depends on the ATC vectors. So the direction is given to you by the ATC. So that's why some airports will have a discontinuity after the arrival when you go for the approach and then the final approach. So right now you can just leave it like this. You can fly this approach using the heading, but as a beginner, I will just suggest to delete this discontinuity. However, I will make a video on my channel. I'll post it for this plane, how to fly a flight plan if there is a discontinuity in the approach and the arrival. So all you have to do is this: just delete this flight plan discontinuity. But interestingly, you won't be able to do this. Many people ask me this question. Then when we try to do it, it never happens, because you have to delete this point manually before deleting the discontinuity. So first of all, press this button clear. Get rid of any messages or errors over here, and then once you have a clear screen, then press clear and delete the manual. Again press clear and delete the discontinuity, and that's it. Now you can see this line is now connected, and then you can just fly this flight plan. Oops, too much zoomed in. Okay. Now for the secondary flight plan, you can just simply copy the active flight plan, and then if you want to make any changes during the flight in the flight plan, so instead of changing the main flight plan, you can change the secondary flight plan. You can always see this flight plan. You can make any changes over here. Let's say if you want to change the arrival procedure, you can do this. Let's erase it, and then once you have the secondary flight plan altered, you can just then activate the secondary flight plan. That's it. But for this video, I will just keep it like this. Then you have RadNav after DIFS-R. Now this is the R in RIP. So RadNav, now you have the VR frequencies. You can just enter the VR frequencies, but I will not just go through this topic right now because it's not the scope of this video. But this radio navigation is really interesting. You have VORs, you have NDBs, and then you can just tune into these frequencies and just fly in that direction. It's really interesting. There are some videos on my channel in which I've shown you how to do it with the Cessna planes, but right now for the Airbus, it's not the scope. But you should have the VR frequencies over here because let's say if the GPS doesn't work, then you can just use these ground-based navigation devices to navigate your way through the airspace. That's it. Then you have Initialization B. So go to this page, INIT. Now you will see these two arrows. It means this screen has got multiple pages. You can scroll through these pages by pressing these left and right arrow buttons. Now this is Initialization B. And over here you have to get the zero fuel weight, center of gravity, and the block fuel. It's really easy to do it in this plane. Simply click these right soft keys, the one and the first and the second one, and you will get all the information, so you don't really have to enter. So configuring this MCDU is really easy, and that's it. Now you have all the fuel and the trip fin. You have to enter the heading for this. It's really easy, simple. Just go to this view PDF, or rather, because it will open the browser. I don't want to go over there, so we can just go to this page. Just go up and you will see the average wind. So heading is 114 and the magnitude is 0.15. This is the average wind during this trip. So it's 114. So let's go to this page and 114, and that's it. That's it. Now you have the performance. For the performance, you have confirmed to data, as you have already sent the takeoff performance to this page. So that's why you can just click this button and all the takeoff performance calculation will appear over here. You have V1, VR, and V2. Then you have the transition altitude. It is an altitude at which you have to change the barometric pressure from the given one to the standard. So this is the given one, 999. And now at this altitude, you have to change it to standard. Will it work right now? You like this. So you press this knob and then you get standard. That's it. Okay. So how do you get this transition altitude? If you open the charts, I'm using Navigraph charts because they're really good. I've been using them for a very long time, so I'm really comfortable reading them. Now over here, actually this is the last flight, so let's unload it and let's get the flight plan. And for the way, you have to look at the departure, the SID, which is over here. Rather, I'll open this view. And you will see the transition altitude is mentioned over here, 13,000. So it's correct. And that's it. So now there are many other things that you can do with this MCDU. But as I told you before, I'm just going to take you through the basics. This is kind of a very simple video, a simple tutorial for the beginners. Now you can easily configure this MCDU, and trust me, once you know how to do this, I do this in like 3 to 4 minutes. I think there is a video on my channel in which I've just shown you how to do it in just like 5 to 6 minutes. So it just like, it takes a very short time to basically configure the EFB and the MCDU. I've been away for a very long time as I was busy with my personal life and my office. But now I'm available, and I will be just regular in making the videos on my channel. Let's see how long I can just take this on my channel. And if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I will just try to respond to your questions. But if there is a delay, or if I don't, kindly excuse me for this, because I've got a very busy schedule. So I just try to, be honest with you guys. And if you want to add anything to this video, the comment section is there for you. Thank you very much for staying with me. Have a nice day. Hope to see you soon.